Hello and welcome, Gemini, to your July 2023 horoscope. I'm Jeff Smith. I am your astrologer that's going to guide you through the month. Hey, I really wanted to tell you really quick, really sorry that I'm doing this late, but as many of you know, it was the 4th of July week, I guess, weekend, and I just got carried away with everything that I was doing. I needed to take some time off, needed to clear my head, needed to have a little fun, I ain't going to lie. And yeah, I'm back. So we're going to start with the month. We're going to talk about the full moon that happened, and then we're going to progress through the month here. Really sorry about that, but hey, I'm still doing them. You're still getting your forecast. It's all good. All right, so at the beginning of July, it was probably, well, some sudden surprises for you all, usually about communications, usually about maybe saying something too crass or maybe as Geminis, you're thinkers, you're communicators, and because Venus and Mars are in your, let's go ahead and take a look at your chart before I go ahead and get crazy with Uranus right here in your solar 12th house and your third house. We've got a square between the planet of sudden changes. So this could be sudden communication that comes out, and it may center around relationships, may have been a little too boisterous. Maybe you expressed your opinion and people didn't like it, but you know what? People are just going to have to deal with it. Again, it's all about perspective. You're going to need some perspective. We've got Saturn retrograde. We've got Pluto retrograde back in Capricorn. So these planets are a lot slower, and at the beginning of the month, Neptune was stationary also. So maybe a lot of you Geminis just had to get some things off your chest. And if people didn't like that, that's too bad. But I really think that it was needed. You also got this yod between the North Node. Is it the North Node? No, Jupiter, Mercury, and the Moon. So at that time, it was probably, you had to say something. This, again, had to center around relationships. Maybe getting that fire back, because it is in Sagittarius at that time. So let's go ahead and take a look at the full moon that happened on July 3rd. So we've got the full moon in Capricorn. It's in 11 degrees right here, 11 degrees Capricorn, opposite the sun at 11 degrees Cancer. So again, this had to be about your routine, speaking your truth. This is maybe a lot of things coming out in therapy. If any of you Geminis are in therapy, I know probably a majority of you are, but there's nothing wrong with that. But again, we still have this Uranus squaring Mars and Venus in Leo. So it's about this grounded energy that all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, you know what I mean? So I hope everyone was safe around that time. Nothing really bad happened, but we're out of that clearing now. So let's go ahead and move back to your Gemini. There you go. All right. So as we progress through the week, not much really to report for this rest of this week. It's actually a good time. Nothing really happens for the week of ending July 8th. Okay. So nothing really happens for the rest of the week. And that's good because I kind of like those periods where we're not really doing anything. We just kind of get some perspective, get back to the drawing board. A lot of these retrograde planets are asking us to do that. So on July 10th, Mars is going to be moving into the sign of Virgo. So you can see right here, Mars is ready to leave Leo and move into Virgo. So this go, ready, action, it's time to take action is going out of a fire sign and going into an earth sign where action is going to be a little bit more, let's say, stable. Okay. So we've got that on July 10th. Then we've got your ruler, Mercury, moving in on the 11th into Leo. So Mercury is now going to ingress or move into the house or sign or Leo. So what that means is now we've got to back up our claims that we had before. So, if you accused anybody of anything, I hope you got your evidence. You know what I mean? But again, this is about taking a more grounded approach to things. With Mercury moving into Leo, we're going to really speak our truth. So as long as we're not coming from an ego perspective, you're going to be okay. All right. And then the moon moves into Gemini on July 13th. So on a Thursday right there. Want to be aware of that. And then we have the moon moving into Cancer on the 15th. And then on the 17th, Monday is the new moon. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. See what we've got going on. All right, the new moon is in Cancer at 24 degrees. So if you have any placements in water signs at 24 degrees, anything like that goes in your chart 24 degrees, we're making some kind of aspect to it. If you are in water signs, you're going to be making a trine to it. So hopefully that will work. Now, for you, actually. But at 2:31 Eastern Daylight Time, the new moon takes place. So that is going to be taking place in your solar house of your second house, which has to do with finances. So this month for you, Gemini, is going to be a huge focus on finances. Maybe a lot of you are going to be applying for jobs at the beginning of the month. Well, this is the time when you get a job. This is the time where you may also get a raise. Things get brought to light at work, even though we've got this Pluto squaring Jupiter, squaring the nodes, and then actually squaring this. This is, again, attention in the horoscope, to me, always indicates some kind of growth. So at this point, Gemini, for you, you may be going through a different career phase. You might be taking care of a lot of things at home also, because Cancer has to do with home, emotions. This is all about stuff brewing inside of you that you need to take care of, okay? And like I said, there's some tension here, but tension equals growth. So I don't want you to worry about that. We've got, at that time, retrograde Saturn opposite Mars. That's pretty tough energy right there. But again, it's are we acting in our emotions? Do we have our emotions in check? New moons are a great time to get new things going. So like I said, new job, new career, more money coming in, asking for a raise. Maybe that's what you did at the beginning of July. You know, you came in and asked for a raise. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? So we've got the new moon, excellent time to get your emotions in tune. What is it that you can release from the full moon on July 3rd all the way up to the 17th? So even though I'm putting out this forecast later, you still have time to release some of this emotional baggage that you may be carrying with you that has to do with your second house. It doesn't also have to do with money. It also has to do with how you feel about yourself. You know, so that is going to take a brilliant turn for you if you can get your emotions in line and in check. Stay grounded, stay vigilant, you know, keep the thoughts pure in your mind. So with this whole month, the energy kind of looks scattered. So you were going to be all over the place. You might be in a defensive posture, having to, you know, explain yourself to somebody, and you don't need to really do that. The next day, your ruler Mercury, that's going to be in Leo, is going to be squaring Jupiter. So just be aware of that. There may be some setbacks in growth, but just so you know, I mean, the new moon is when you plant the seeds, and then the growth kind of comes along slow and steady. On the 20th, we've got that Mars and Saturn opposition. So just be aware of that. Do I stay or do I go? That's basically the energy with that. Then we've got the Sun opposite Pluto on the 21st. That's a big time of the month there. That's when things really start to pop. And then we have the next day, Venus going retrograde. So Venus goes retrograde in Leo. And the one thing I've been telling everybody in their horoscopes is please do not take back any ex, anybody that comes in from your past, especially if they hurt you emotionally. This would not be a good time to do that. So the 22nd, so you're going to see this influx of social concerns coming in with you, with people from your past. And I'm just saying, don't go back to them. All right? Don't do it. Don't do it, Gemini. Just not a good time. All right? And then we kind of finish out the month with then Mercury is going to, because Mercury moves so fast, it's going to make a conjunction to Venus on the 27th. Really good energy. Speak your beautiful truth. This is good for expressing love, anything like that. And then your ruler Mercury goes right into the sign of Virgo. So we're moving into out of this fiery energy into a more grounded energy, okay? And then the sun's going to be moving into Leo on the 22nd when Venus goes retrograde. I forgot to mention that. So we've got a lot of changes here. The summer's finally here. It's actually at its halfway point. So with July, it starts off a little intense and then it cools off. And then the new moon starts to ramp up all this other energy that's coming along. Again, it's all about clear communication, making your voice heard, speaking your truth without using ego and using your words. Gemini, you have a great way of doing that. So make sure you take the time to say what you mean. You know what I mean? So no miscommunication happens whatsoever. All right, Gemini, thank you so much. Again, I apologize for having the reading out late, but here it is. Like I said, July is a good time to get out there and make things happen. Make it work. Move quick. Use your mind, use your words, speak your truth. And Gemini, you'll have a great summer. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in August. Thank you so much.